Hey y'all, good morning and happy Thursday. So it's been a minute, right? It's been about 2 weeks since y'all last saw my face live, and I am so happy to be back. I really am. If you are a subscriber on my newsletter, then you already know the details of my absence. And if you are not, I need you to go to my website, internetdevelops.com, sign up to be a receiver or a subscriber of my newsletter, so that way you can get all the details, and also you're going to get a motivational word at least once a week that's going to support you in elevating and growing to the next level, because y'all know that's what I'm all about, supporting my people, right? So today though, I wanted to come on and I wanted to join the coronavirus conversation, right? Because I mean, it's just everywhere. This coronavirus situation is just everywhere. And I really want to share how the coronavirus is affecting or impacting my life, and share some solutions that I am implementing in my life, and also share with you some tips, tools, and strategies that will support you in dealing with this epidemic, this pandemic, but also support you in dealing with any type of crisis situation that you may find yourself in. So I'm going to get right into it. So the first way that the coronavirus is impacting my life is through my mental health. So it's really impacting my mental health, because whenever I go on social media, or whenever I turn on, well, I really don't watch the news, but when I read these articles and stuff like that, all I see is coronavirus, and what is attached to the story is fear. Fear. And one of my mottos is, like, fear does not live here. Like, I am a person that feels the fear and do it anyway. So when people start speaking this fear narrative in my ear, I just don't get it. I just don't receive it well, and it really messes with my mental health. No lie, right? So to support me in some solutions that I have been implementing in my life to support me in dealing with this fear narrative, because one of the things I'm noticing is a lot of my people who are like these spiritual people, these religious people, the people that I look at and be like, yeah, you know, they positive, they this and they that, and y'all the ones talking about how scared y'all are. Like, are you serious? You can't be scareful. If you believe in a higher power, if you believe in God, if you believe in, I just posted that on my social media yesterday on Instagram. Like, if you believe in a higher power, there should be no fear in your heart right now as it pertains to this virus. And that's just real. So some of the things that I started to implement to combat this fear narrative is, one of the things I did, I began to become aware. I began to become aware of what's going on. So, of course, I first found out about the coronavirus in China. That was like 2 months ago. And when it started getting closer and closer to me, I actually went on the CDC website and I said, let me see what this virus is about. So I realized that all you got to do is wash your hands. You know, a lot of the things that a lot of people have been saying. So that began to make me feel a little bit more comfortable with this virus, just making myself aware of the virus. And then I started to look at the trends of what's going on. So it started in China. So when it started getting closer to me, I'm in Delaware. So when it started getting closer to me, I started to look right back to China and see, where are y'all at now with this virus? Like, that's what I need to know, because that's going to make me feel better about what's going on. So as I looked at China, I seen that it was a decline in China. And this was like 2 months later, right? It's a decline in China right now, or at the time when I read that article. So that began to make me feel a little bit more better about this virus, knowing that, okay, it started in China. It's been lingering there for about 2 months. So at the end of the day, other countries are going to follow what China, or the other people that have dealt with this virus, people are going to, follow them. So we're going to follow that trend. So for myself, I'm thinking like, okay, we need to wait about 2 months. This just started, it just got to Delaware, or to us, in around, the end of February. For real. So we got to give ourselves about 2 months. And that's what they say in the quarantine situation. So I'm figuring that we're going to follow that trend. So that made me feel a little bit better, just to give me a timeline on what's going on. And then also you got to deplug. So when stuff start messing with your mental health, one of the things I do is I deplug. I already don't have cable, so I'm not watching TV. I'm not watching the news. But social media and these articles that I read are my news. So when it becomes to get too much for me, I just deplug and I come back when I'm ready, right? So the coronavirus is affecting definitely my mental health. Secondly, it's affecting my social life. So I told y'all, February 27th, I celebrated my 31st birthday, and I told myself that this was going to be my year to just do phenomenal things, right? Just to do phenomenal things. So I put on my vision board. I was really intentional about this year. So I put on my vision board that people are going to be calling me and contacting me to support them in working with their kids or developing these programs. And I'm not going to lie, y'all, I was really getting phone calls. Like, I had 3 events scheduled for March. I had events scheduled for April. I had all these events scheduled, but guess what? Thanks to the corona, my events were canceled. So that's one of the negative ways that the coronavirus is impacting my life. But there are some solutions, because we always got to know that there's always a solution in every problem. So a lot of the events that were canceled, they weren't really canceled. They just turned to virtual events. And mind you, I didn't know how I really felt about attending like a virtual event. I was really looking forward to going to this event, and one of the events. I was really looking forward to going to this event, congregating with people, introducing myself, letting them know about TGN Development Company, and letting them know what I am about. And because it wasn't an in-person meeting, I didn't think I was going to really have that opportunity. But I'm trying to tell y'all, the virtual event was just as good as or I'm sure it would have been just as good as the in-person event. Like, it was so amazing. We was on Zoom. We was able to do breakout conversations where we could really talk to each other and build relationship. And now we are looking forward to seeing each other when we do, get together again. So that's one of the ways that I combated the way that the corona was affecting my social life in a negative way. Also, one of the things I had to accept and realize in my head, in my mental space, is that, I had to keep telling myself that, affirming, this too shall pass. This is temporary. This is not going to last always. I don't believe it. I don't receive it. And you're not going to tell me otherwise. We're going to get through this. We always get through everything that we go through. So I'm not going to allow anybody to tell me that this is something that we're not going to pass through. We're going to get through this. So whatever is not working out right now, it's going to work out when we get through this. So you got to be optimistic and understand that we're going to get through this. This is nothing. We've been through so much already. Like, come on. And also, though, the coronavirus is also affecting my business. Like, I have 2 businesses. So I have TGN Development Company, but I also have The Stand. And that's a mobile food cart. And we are out in the community when it gets warm outside. So our days are May through, our season is like May through September, or whenever I feel like closing. But it's definitely to September. And the fact that the state of Delaware is on lockdown, like, we can't go outside, and I have a mobile food cart business, like, I'm not able to go out and make my money. I had a free day planned for May 2nd. I'm not going to be able to do that free day now, but I'm not going to get down about it. When we are able to go back outside, the free day will go on. Like, I do that every year, but that's one way that the coronavirus is impacting my business. I had a plan. Like, I quit my job. November 14th was the last day that I was working for somebody else. So this year, I told myself, my 31st year, that this is my 100K year. Like, I'm putting everything in. I'm giving it my all, period. And I was going to definitely start The Stand May and do what I had to do, right? And now it might be postponed till July, but it's okay, because I remember my first year in business in July, 3 years ago. I started July 1st, and I still end up making $10,000 in 6 weeks. So I know that I'm going to be able to reach my 100K goal, no problem, this year, because I'm putting it all in. That's all I got. But the coronavirus is postponing what I had planned to do, right? But there's some positives in that, right? Because I have to take my food manager's training. I told y'all the other day that I failed the training. I failed it. I went in there. I thought I was going to pass. Heck no. But at least you get 2 tries. So I failed the first time. I know what I need to do to pass now. So I get that opportunity to study. And also being home, I was researching some free food managers training tests. So there's some free ones that I can actually some practice tests that I can engage in. So I've been doing that. So this time it's not only postponing, my business, making the money part, but it's still giving me that time to, study for my test and get educated on the industry that I am a part of, which is the food industry, right? But the coronavirus is not only impacting my life in a negative way. Now I need y'all to know, like, the coronavirus is impacting my life in a positive way as well. Okay, first of all, TGN Development Company. I have an online business. So it's not only in person, but it's also online where I do these coaching services and I develop these programs and people are reaching out to me. And I'm really thinking like this is like a slingshot situation, right? You know how a slingshot, you got to pull all the way back. And this is the moment where we are pulled back in the slingshot. But when we release, honey, it's when we show up in the world, it's going to be like an amazing situation. So I feel like right now I'm pulled all the way back. I'm working on my clients and I'm developing my programs and I'm supporting people and developing their programs. And this is making me feel really good. And because it's an online business, it's not stopping nothing. So thank you, Corona. You're giving me that time to grow my business on the coaching side and on the development company side. Also, school closings. So I've seen a lot of people saying how, and I know a lot of people are joking, like I don't take a lot of things seriously like a lot of people do, because I feel y'all when y'all say like y'all about to be home with y'all kids for a long time. I get you, because November 14th, not only did I quit my job, but I started taking care of my daughter full time. And when I tell y'all sometimes I be about to pull out my hair, I'm not lying. So I feel what y'all saying, but I was so looking forward to spending time not only with my daughter, but with my son as well, because I have 2 kids and they are able to, I spend a lot of time with my daughter now, but my son, he goes to school for 8 hours a day or whatever. But one of the things that I've been thinking about realistically is homeschooling my son, homeschooling my kids, because I want to be in control of their education. And being at home and being his teacher has really started to really helped me to realize how I really do want to be, I really want to be his teacher. Like I really want to take control of my child's education, and I enjoy doing it. And another thing that I noticed, like, I ain't gonna lie, sometimes when he comes from school and I gotta do homework after having already a full damn day, I be yelling, screaming, I be doing too much, because I be thinking like, you already been to school this whole time, you should know this, right? But now that we've been home all day together, my mindset has shifted. I'm not yelling, I'm not screaming, and I just come in it with I'm your teacher, you don't know, so now I've been doing this all day, so I'm more aware of what he needs and what he don't need or whatever. So I found myself not yelling and screaming a lot. So that's been a positive with this coronavirus as well. Another thing is it's been helping me to really pay attention to my immune system. A lot of people are out here, listen, I've seen these pictures where people are buying up toilet paper, buying up all this stuff. Me and my son's birthday was on the 13th. So we in Target, everybody in there. And I said, son, look at this out. All the vitamins and stuff is still here, but everything else is like, what the heck? Like, so one of the things I have been paying attention to is my immune system. You know, I went to my natural food health guy and I got my sea moss, I got my black seed oil, I got my moringa powder tablets, and I've been giving that to my kids as well, because I don't take this coronavirus lightly. I really don't. My son, he has his first set of vaccinations. My daughter, she has no vaccinations, and my daughter also is a diabetic type 1. So she falls in the categories of weakened immune system. So I don't take this lightly at all. So I'm doing what I gotta do as a mom to make sure that my kids' immune systems are strong and healthy, so they can combat any disease, any virus that comes their way. So I've been sea mossing them up, putting it all in their applesauce, black seed oil, all in their applesauce, getting their immune systems ready and healthy. I tried to give them the moringa powder capsules. My son, he did it because he's obedient, but he was not feeling it, so I got to find some creative ways to give them that. But the coronavirus has really helped me to focus on our immune system. Like, we have to be strong, and not just right now, but moving forward. Also got me really locked in on my spirituality and just reading. I've been reading my Bible every day, just reading it and like just knowing and being in peace and knowing that we're going to be okay. We're going to be all right. And I feel so good about that, knowing that and believing in what I believe in and knowing that we're going to be all right, right? So, and last but not least, one of the things that I have really been interested in is the stock market. I really wanted to invest in the stock market, and this has been a good time for me to really research the stock market and really figure out how to get involved. What stocks do I want to be involved in? I looked up 2 programs that I'm going to be joining really soon. Tila Holcomb, y'all probably see her coming up and down your Facebook page, but she has a 7-day challenge that I just signed up for where we can are learning how to be involved in the stock market. I really do encourage all of my people to really take this opportunity, this downtime, to really figure out some ways in which you can receive some residual income, figure out some ways where you can make extra money, because if you are in a category where if things did not turn around and you don't have any resources in your home or in your bank account that's going to support you in getting through, the time is now for you to figure out how you can create a cushion for yourself and for your family, because poverty should not be in your vision at all. Not now, not ever. Like, we got to get better, us as a people, all right? And the stock market, investing, compound interest, that is a way for us to really take a step in generational wealth, and also financial freedom. And that's one of the things that I'm really passionate about. So those are some ways in which the coronavirus is definitely impacting my life. And now I want to share with y'all some tips, tools, and strategies that's going to support you. Some six quick tips, tools, and strategies that's going to support you in overcoming any crisis that you may face. So first of all, I need you to educate yourself. I need you, if you are in a crisis, you got to educate yourself and understand what's going on around you. Just like with this pandemic that's going on right now. Like, you got to educate yourself with credible resources. Don't be sitting here sharing these dumb behind articles that's not even credible. And also, you got to look at credible resources, but you also have to look past the headline. A lot of y'all be out here sharing these articles that have these catchy headlines that says the world is going to be over, but when you click on the article and you read it, it's not saying that. And you done created this whole narrative, and you got this status that is attached with this article that you done posted that makes no sense. So in order for you to overcome any crisis that you are in, you have to educate yourself. Read, right? That's the first thing. Educate yourself. Number 2, you have to be flexible. All right? Flexibility is everything. Just like when I said I was flexible with the fact that I did not want to go to no virtual event. That was not my plan, because I did not think I was going to get the most out of this out of the event. But I got so much out of this event, and if I wasn't flexible, I would have missed out. And not only did I get so much out of the event, I called my sister over and she got so much out of the event. So we have to be flexible. I have been seeing so many people, the fact that now that we are in home and we are quarantined, people are doing yoga classes online. People are doing art classes online. People are cooking on video, offering these free videos where they are cooking and we can cook together. They're hosting watch parties, and they're doing so much online. Like, the community is coming together on the internet, right? But we have to be flexible. You got to be open to that. Also, you have to be futuristically optimistic. You have to understand that this too shall pass. Just keep saying that. Don't even be caught up in what's going on today. Just when people post these articles or when you hear these stories, just keep saying, this too shall pass. You have to be futuristically optimistic. And also, number 4, in order to get through a crisis, study to get through, because that also means that you are focused on the future. You're not letting today hinder what you have planned for tomorrow. Study your craft. Understand that we are in a slingshot situation. Understand that we are being pulled back so we can be propelled forward. So in order for you to be ready for when you are prepared for, in order for you to be ready when you are propelled forward, you have to study your craft. Use this downtime to become aware of what it is that you want to do, so that when you show up in the world, you can show up and they can be like, damn, I didn't even know she had that, or he had all that in him. Oh, he really took the time, the quarantine, seriously. He took that time to really develop himself or herself. It's not a game. So use this time to study, because this too shall pass. We are in a slingshot situation, and you will be propelled forward. And you need to be ready when you are propelled forward, because you're going to be propelled whether you want to or not. We all are. We all are about to get a propelling of our lifetime. Are you going to be ready? You will if you study. So you got to study. And in a crisis, take this time to spend time with your family. Call them up, see how they doing, make sure they okay. You feel me? Check on your people, check on your elders, check on your young folks. But in a crisis, you just want to make sure that everything is okay. And then last but not least, take advantage of the resources that are out here and that are around you. I've been seeing a lot of people talk negative, the community. Hey Melissa. The community is coming together. The school has been canceled, and the schools are still opening up to feed people's children. And I have been seeing people talk negative about people who are standing in lines trying to get a meal. How could you even do that? How can you even, you don't know what people are going through? People are working. Parents are working. Parents might not want their kids touching the stove. You don't know what's going on. And people are actually coming together, and you shouldn't talk negative about somebody that's using their community resources, because let me tell you, if I need to be in the line, I will sure enough be there if I needed it, and I'm never going to look down at nobody that's using their resources. So if you want to get through a crisis, I don't give a damn what nobody says about you. Okay, use your resources. Not only you want to use your community resources, your kids still got to graduate at the end of the year. Okay, they might be home, but don't take this home mess lightly. They still got to graduate. So use these free resources online that can support your kids and still learning and getting this information that they need so that they can still be successful children. Okay, you have to just use your resources. So that's all I got today, y'all. I want to say thank you so much. I got a lot of views. I really did today. Thank you so much for those of you who viewed my video. Today I talked about how the coronavirus is impacting my life and what I am doing to, combat this virus, because it's not going to win in my life. It's not going to win in your life. Listen, this too shall pass. Just keep saying that every time negativity clouds your peripheral. Just know this too shall pass. And I will talk to y'all soon. Like I said, visit internetdevelops.com and sign up for my newsletter. My website almost done, y'all. See y'all later.